three, four.
Good afternoon, good people. Good afternoon, Winter Womanland. I hope you guys are doing amazing. And thanks for all of your beautiful words. Um, Goodness that you guys posted up under my post about my friend. Um, yeah, life is life, and y'all. I'm gonna be honest. It's so good to see so many of you. Good afternoon. Ms. Easy, is it E Bar Star? Good afternoon. Hi, Sean. How are you? Love you too, Sean. Oh, it's been a couple of weeks, few weeks. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Um, Good afternoon, Sydney. Hi. Yeah, good afternoon, CDW. Welcome. Good afternoon, Sharon. Yeah, life is life in right now. Outside of what's going on in our crazy world, it's just so much going on. I feel like there's like so much death right now. It's so wild to me. Um and it's kind of one of those things. A friend of mine was diagnosed with cancer a couple of years ago, and I think I've told this story before, but in her memory I'm going to tell it because it's so crazy the way we met. So I don't know if you guys remember me talking about. So you guys know that I used to be a former NFL wife. You guys know this. My children's father, all of my children, same man. Um, we were married for 15 years and he was in the NFL. All that to say, I got acquainted with the young lady. Her and I are still cool. I don't have anything against her. Um, but I met her first, and I have a photo from the NFL Wives fashion show. I can't remember which Super Bowl it was, but she actually walked behind me in this Super Bowl. And I just always associated her with her husband. I thought she was his wife. I never questioned it. I didn't have a reason to question it. Okay. Fast forward. This was that we'll see. I met her in 2006. So I met her in 2006. The Super Bowl was 2007. That was when I found out that my ex-husband was cheating on me. And so from that point forward, I kind of like fell off a bit, just dealing with life. Um, and we ended up obviously subsequently divorcing. We divorced in 2015, 2016. I want to say we separated in 2015. Our divorce was finalized a year later in 2016. So 2016, y'all, I get back out into, I'm single now and I haven't been single in 15 years. So I went to this networking event. I started working for this real estate company, and a friend of mine introduces me to this lady. Well, the lady says her last name. And my only like recollection of this last name is with my friend that walked behind me at the Super Bowl. So I said, "Oh, you must know." And I said the lady's name and her husband's name. She said, "Don't you ever call me or mention me in the same name as that B." And I was like, "What I do?" So our mutual friend is like, she didn't know, like, don't be like that. I mean, she was pissed, y'all. Oh my gosh. So she was cussing and fussing, and I was like, listen, I Don't know what's going on right now. Like, can you please explain? So some wives pull us pull me to the side and explain to me that she is the ex-wife of the man that I know, who is now married to my new friend. And the new friend was the mistress that essentially broke their. I don't want to say she's responsible because he made a choice and he married her. But y'all, I didn't know. I didn't know. All that to say, she had no idea I had walked through a similar experience. Now, my ex-husband did not marry his mistress, but still, we had something in common. So I went up to her. I said, "Listen, I did not know that was the backstory. I apologize. I wasn't trying to, put you in the same sentence as her. It's literally the only way I know of your last name is through her. So I assumed you guys were related. Y'all were like, I just didn't know the story. So I apologized to her. We were good ever since. We built a friendship, and we stayed cool. All that to say, I want to say about 2 years ago, she was diagnosed with cancer, and her and I became really, really close through that process. I would call and check on her, and she would call me for prayer. And we just, like I said, we became cool and we became close. That was my girl. She was ready to whoop everybody's tail on Love and Marriage DC, because one thing about her, she did not play about fighting. She was who she was. She was loud, but she loved so fiercely. And even though her and I didn't have the best start, she became one of my biggest cheerleaders. Um, and she is the general of Potomac. I know we talk Housewives of Potomac tried to get her a lot, because let me tell you, she ran Potomac. All that to say, she beat it, and then it came back and she lost her fight on Friday. So it has been um one of those things where, what frustrates me with myself, this has nothing to do with, you know, some things are just what they are. But like I said, I would check on her. Our last conversation, I believe, was like March or April. And last week, I don't know if it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, she literally crossed my mind. And I said, I got to call and check on her like I normally would do. I got to call and check on her. Last week was really crazy for me. And I do mean really crazy for me. It slipped my mind. And Friday night, minding my business after a really actually long day. And I checked my IG, and a mutual friend of ours sent me a message, and she said, "Winter, I just text your number and it didn't go through. So please give me a call. It's an emergency." And I was like, okay. I just, my mind just wasn't even thinking about that. And so I called her. She left her number. So I called her and she said, I know she would want me to tell you, but it just happened so fast. And I'm like, what do you mean? I was like, is she okay? Like, what's going on? Do I need to come check on her? She said, no, Winter. She said she didn't make it. And for me, um, it just bothers me that I didn't just stop. Like sometimes you just got to stop yourself, no matter if life is life, and just do what's on your mind and your heart to do. I talked to my friend and she was like, one thing is for sure, like she loved you and she knew you loved her. And she was always so, she talked about you so much and how y'all would talk and just have conversations, and you would pray for her. And so I believe she knows that I loved her, but it just bothers me that she was on my mind and I didn't stop. And it literally, according to our friends, she wasn't even able to really talk. But still, one of those things that bothers me um, about the situation. So it's just been a lot to process. And you know, it's been a few days, y'all. That's all I can say. So we're waiting on funeral arrangements and announcements, and I plan to be there to support her children because she has 4 children that she loved so much. Her whole life was dedicated to them, and she has grandchildren, so it's a huge loss to her family. So she's just one of those people that just love fiercely. She was loud. You did not miss her if she was in a room, but she was amazing. So that was my weekend, y'all. Other than that, like I had a pretty good weekend. I went to Teachers Fest, um, which was cool. That was different, but it was cool. I had a good time, but I've just been laying low, honestly, y'all, and I think it's okay to give yourself permission to kind of decompress and reflect. And you know, I think when you lose someone, you kind of go into a period of reflection, and for me it's definitely been that. Uh but yeah. So that's been my last few days, and I've honestly just been taking it one day at a time, which is all I can do. But it's hit me hard for sure. But it's definitely made me reflect. Hey, Tia, to just the times where someone's on your heart and mind, y'all just stop. You just never know. Even if, y'all, last week was a week for me. Hi, Erica. Last week was a week for me, and I was dealing with my own, like, it was a lot going on. Um, and I was like, yo, even in the midst of that, sometimes you just got to press pause because it's gonna be there when you get back to it, right? But I really wish I had just taken a moment. And who's to say she might not even been able to answer, but just to even have tried, because she definitely was on my heart and mind. So I will say goodbye to her soon. And talking to my stylist, you guys, it's not my business to tell, but my stylist is dealing with the loss as well. So just, trying to love on my people and be there for my people. But I can't speak for nobody else. I don't know how anybody else's July has been, but July's been a doozy. It really has. It's been a doozy. It hasn't been as seamless as I would have liked. And there's been some bright moments. I don't want to say that there hasn't been any bright moments, but there has been. Um, but I'm like, Lord. Woo! So that's that. That's really what's been going on. I started um just getting back into my health grind, honestly. Yep, Sharon, to stop and take a breath, getting back to my health journey. I just wrapped a round of steroids. Anyone here have autoimmune disorders? So I have two. I have two autoimmune disorders, and when they get out of whack, sometimes a lot of times, due to stress, the doctors will put you on a steroid treatment, which is what I had to do. And steroids make you fat. Long story short, they turn you into a pumpkin. And so I am finally off my steroid treatment, and now I'm working on reversing the damage that the steroids have done to my weight because, yeah, I don't even want to get on a scale. You said it's like a sadistic roller coaster. It's been wild. July, like this summer has been wild. Honestly, like wild. I can't speak for anyone else, but it has been wild. So yeah, I've been back on my grind. I am not playing around, and hopefully in the next, I just feel like 4 to 6 weeks I'll overall feel better cuz my weight will be back down, and just to have some extra weight off will be nice. And then maybe I'll be back, doing what I do. But I've scaled down a lot, y'all. Like outside of taking the breaks that I need to take, but doing my YouTube channel and working on my back end for my other projects, I haven't really been online like that. And I told you, I really haven't felt like it. I haven't really been on Twitter and I haven't really been on IG at all or Facebook. It's just not something that is at the forefront of my mind. But I'm really, really, really considering becoming a minimalist. Like, I sit here and look at all this stuff in my house, and I'm like, "You need all that?" I'm really thinking about I'm really thinking about becoming a minimalist, and I may document that transition and that journey. Like, if it's not functional and I don't need it, why do I have it? I've been, like, throwing out mad stuff. Like, I've just been getting rid of stuff. You said you'll love it, are you a minimalist? I might do it. I might transition and document it. Any other minimalists out there? I just feel like we have so much crap. Do y'all know how much stuff? I refuse to show y'all my closet. My closet is wild work right now. My closet, look at my braid. My braid is tripping. Um, but yeah, I really have been thinking about becoming a minimalist. I just need to get rid of I have shoes like just sitting there, just in boxes. So it's just one of those things where I'm like, I'm thinking about I'm going to start watching some YouTube videos and then I'll decide what I want to do. But I just wanted to do a quick check in. I'll do a more robust live. I got to get caught up on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Um, and then I'll go live and really chat about what's been going on. I just feel like there's so much I got to catch up on. Um, but I also feel like things have been really chill in general. Like, is Love and Marriage Huntsville taking a break? Thank you, CDW. You said yes, preparing for my divorce years ago and throwing things out was such a joy and relief. Makes you see what's important. I agree. Should I just move from a house back to an apartment? I just completed stuff. Yeah, I really don't see the point. You said it's on break for 3 weeks. Okay. I'm a hush. I call it streamlining my life. Yeah, y'all. I'm really considering it. I'm really considering it. I'm really considering it. What other show, CDW? I'm like in the mind frame. I just want to toss everything out and start over. That's like literally how I feel. Just swipe it out, start from scratch. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. So when does Detroit come back out? Because I know they've wrapped. It's just so interesting the way they do things with the timing and everything. I just don't understand it at all. But hmm. We'll talk about that when I recap Love and Marriage. Huntsville. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate that. You say you've been through a lot. It couldn't hurt. I believe things. So do I, Sydney. So do I. A lot of stuff I haven't carried. I'm gonna be honest. I don't keep things like that for years. I really want to get rid of my living room set, which I'm actually gonna get a new living room set and move this set down to the basement family room because my kids refuse to let me get rid of this couch. They say it is the most comfortable couch ever. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna reshift that downstairs and redo my living room. I think that'll make me feel better. Um, so yeah. I just think I'm ready for a purging. It's just kind of where I am. We'll see. We'll see what happens, y'all. We'll see what happens. But I really feel like I think I just want to start fresh. Start fresh. I mean, buy a new bed, like all that. So, well, y'all, I don't want to be on here longer. You said I haven't been live, Regina. Child, you ain't missed nothing. You ain't missed nothing. I ain't been on here. You ain't been missing it. I ain't been on here. Ah, hi, Dana. Thank you so much. I haven't been on here. I've been laying low. So I may be on here. I'm gonna try to make up for lost time this week, but we'll see. I really have just been trying to take time and honor my emotions because I think that's the mistake we make. Like we experience a loss and we just jump back into business as usual, and that's not honoring ourselves and that's not honoring our emotions. So I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Make sure you like, you subscribe. This is just a check in, but I will talk to you guys soon.